Hey, Mike. I know it has been a minute. Oh, man. Life has been crazy. Sorry it's been taking me this long to get this to you. But the nice thing is all the OSC stuff is out now, whereas before, this would have been a lot more complicated, doing a bunch of stuff with MIDI routing and making sure things are going the right place, having conversion devices, all kinds of stuff. Now it makes it so easy because we're using OSC. We're not only having to not use any conversion devices or other things, receiving and sending and all of that. It's just direct to the console. But now it also makes it easier to keep track of everything because you're not looking at random numbers, this, that, or the other. You're having actual names of things you can use, which is fantastic. Makes it super, super easy, super nice to do. So I figured I'd give you a rundown of what I've got here. I know last time we talked, you wanted some more cross communication between the app and the desk itself. So if you did something on the desk, it reflected on there. If you did something there, it reflected on the desk. So that's kind of what I did for this. There's a whole lot more you can do. That was just kind of the small piece I was kind of looking to show for this. So let's jump to the iPad itself. So on the iPad, on the bottom, we'll start on the bottom left, Solo Clear. So the Solo Clear is just to give you an indication of if there's a solo or not. If you see on the actual console screen, you'll notice the changing EQ on there. That's just what I use to make this flashing loop happen continuously forever, no matter how long I had anything. There's a bunch of other ways to do it. This is just the one that I found the quickest for me to do. So yeah, that doesn't have to be a thing. But yeah, so if I have something here, turn off the solo on the desk, you'll see that stops there. If I have it going again, I can hit clear solo on the iPad itself, and everything's back to normal. I did the same thing for the USB record, so that doesn't really need to be shown. The next thing I have on here, I'm going to skip over for a second because I think that's really cool. We'll come back to that. Over there is Next Snapshot. So what I did with this is it's just another Next Snapshot button, but it'll flash whenever another snapshot happens. But the thing I like that's above it, that little wheel right there, so it's a progress wheel that'll just go once through anytime there's a snapshot that happens. It's just another indication of a snapshot happening. So that's something that can be done long, slow. There's a whole bunch of different ways you can do that. You can have it even set at a per per snapshot basis for how long you want that. That's a lot more complicated, but it's something that can totally be done. As you can see too, the whole snapshot area right here might look familiar from what my dad showed you, something I built forever ago and then lost and then had to rebuild. So it's just different areas of snapshot progression. So if I hit the Next Snapshot button, you'll see that flashes, you see the wheel go, and you'll see our little indicator right over here. You'll also might notice where it says opening. So now with the OSC we have, we can actually send messages, like actual text, a string of text, which is super cool because now you can make an event for each of your snapshots. It won't take the name of the snapshot directly, which kind of sucks. So you do have to type it in with the event, but when you can just make an event of when whatever snapshot is recalled, send whatever string. So that's what I did here. So now let's hit this on the iPad itself, band all in, let's go to the next one, into the fold, and we're just going to see those progressions go up, and you can even put in like subheaders, whatever you want there. What I did have set up before and I forgot to implement is you can use it with multiple things, so you can have like different things, so you can have like the title thing up here, then the subheading, however you want to there. The other thing you can do that's cool that I didn't think of until today is if you have the two desks and you just need you have a couple of emergency buttons, you can hit something that flashes up whatever, either on here or someplace else, but have a string of text of hey, here's the emergency. Or same thing, you pop in, make an event real quick, type it in and hit send to the your emergency text thing, and that'll pop up right here. So with that, one of the things I did that I thought was super cool, let's hit some playback, was the peak little button down there. Now what that does is it keeps track of if something is peaking or not. So you can see there, now that the kick is peaking, you see the kick is showing up there. If I do the same thing over here, let's take the guitar. I'm going to crank that up. Oh, of course they stopped playing. And let's hit that again. Okay, and there, now you see electric. And you will see sometimes it'll freak out like that because typically peaking doesn't happen continuously a whole bunch. It usually just happens for a second or two. So that's the signal triggering the event over and over and over again. So that's why it did that. But same thing, just grab another one. Let's go keys. Make that peak, and there you see keys. Bam. That is too much. You need to calm down there, sir. Yeah, so that's one of the things that's really cool. It works for aux buses too, the way I set it up. It needs an event on a per channel, per bus basis to be able to trigger that. But it is really nice. Now, once I put that together, I'm just like, oh, this is becoming part of my default kit from now on. Is being able to have that because it's just super helpful. I know it happens on the desk sometimes, but having something that just like flashing, getting your attention, oh, like that. Except for that's interesting. Well, it looks like I got a bug to figure out with something that I built. Whatever, it's fine though. But point stands of just the general metering and things like that. But it's pretty cool. So with the talkbacks, I have on the desk itself, or talkbacks right here. One thing I did forget is when my dad set up his show file for this, he uses snapshots for all of the talkback stuff, and I usually just use straight events for it. So the snapshot indicator is going to be going off quite a bit when going through these. That's why. Okay, so if I have my talkback all button here, it's just going to send everything to everybody. So let's go ahead and boom. So you can see on the screen, that's going to everything. Or let me pop up on here. I'll pop over to the mic and you can see talkback mic is coming through all of my aux buses that are being used at the moment. I can do the same thing for the band. You'll see that light up on the screen, just to the drums, just to the keys. So all of that functions that same way, and then you can see the same thing if I'm on the iPad. It'll just go to whatever bus I'm sending to. Huh, except that one. I must have done something odd. There we go. Check. Yep, okay. I think I might have misnamed that, which is a thing that can happen. I'll go over that in a little bit. But yeah, so you can just have your talkbacks here. You do it this way, over here, which way you want to do it. And that can function. So that way, if somebody else is doing something, oh, that's right. If somebody else is doing something, for example, front of house. So here we have the monitor's ability to be able to talk to each individual band member as well as front of house. So there's some events I set up at front of house that trigger other events on this desk to then send their mic to each band member. So with that, if they're talking to front of house or they're talking to one of the band members and don't necessarily need to talk to us, they can talk directly to them. So since I don't have anybody back there at the moment, I just set one of their events up on a button here. So when I do this, you'll see on the iPad, all these little indicators show up. And that's just basically to show of like, oh, hey, front of house is talking to so-and-so, whichever band member or whatever thing it is. When it's on this, we get a signal back here of like, we'll hear what they're talking about. But if they're talking to an individual person, that's what those indicators are for. Is if we see that, it's like, oh, they're talking to so-and-so. I don't need to talk to them at the moment. Or if I'm about to talk to everybody and I see that, it's like, oh, okay, maybe I wait a second. But yeah, just different communication things. I can do all of that. Super nice. Cool. So let's pop back to solos. So if I go to my aux is over here and I solo something, you'll see it pops right over to my monitors page, which is nice. Being able to have that, you can also see that it pulled up the proper thing that I have selected. So if I can pop back over to bass, gray, I can go over to the guitar. I am still on I am still on my inputs. That would be interesting if that worked. But yeah, so popping over to any of these, all of these work and go along fine with it. So there's a bunch of other stuff you could do with this too. These were just some kind of basic pieces I put together to go through for each of these. I mean, we can put up more stuff on the desk on the actual put more stuff on each of the channels on here. There's a whole bunch you can do with the OSC stuff. Makes it really nice. But yeah, that's kind of just a little bit of the cross communication stuff that I had set up for this. Just being able to do the same thing, get the feedback from both. And again, you can clear the solo here and everything goes back, and there it is. So for the OSC stuff, one of the things that they did make really easy on here, that you can see, I don't know if you've gotten into any of this yet, but being able to have something, so if I send a signal, you can kind of see what's being sent in and out of the desk. So let me turn that off so it stops. But that way you send something, so long as there's not a bunch of events sending stuff out. If you have something new, you can see it in here, copy straight to an event, which is super nice. Yeah, and then over here, just getting your address set up. I know you guys, if you're going to do something like this, you'd be using Ethernet. So if I don't know if you're going into a switch straight into the ECX port, however you guys are doing it, but whatever IP address it ends up with, as long as they're on the same general address, you'll be able to connect and be fine. Let me pop into here real quick so I can show you some of this. So on here, the way all of these work is literally just like you name the control, and then it also takes on the name of whatever its parent is. So in this case, it's a pager. These are the names for this. If you pop into here, gray end, and you'll see monitors gray end, and the address you'll see right down here. And you can totally change this, but it's just one of those things that makes it easy to make sure you can name stuff the same thing. So I could name, since I have this like gray Vox, yellow Vox, have those here, I can name those the same thing, but because they have different parents, the address is different. So it makes it a little easier to manage stuff like that. Let's say I want to have something with the same name, same address, and I have like over here, what I'm using for these is, so here, if this was a talkback, I have my value right here. If I wanted to use that same one on a different button, I could just make that 11. So now it's going from 11 to 10, 11's on, 10 is off, or whatever I want it to be there, which is really, really nice. The other thing with these is these can be toggle presses or momentary. This can work either which way, depending on what you're trying to do, but just make sure you know which one you're putting in before you do it, because that has gotten me in trouble a couple times. Yeah, the other thing these can do is actually address the text itself on a different thing. So I can change the color. So when I hit this, the text color changes, so that way it's more visible. Why didn't that go off? Did I not? I don't think I actually put a thing for that. Whoops, that's all right. But yeah, stuff like that you'll discover as you go. But yeah, so you have all of these different things. There's all kinds of address stuff here. You can have it send to all kinds of things. Whole bunch of stuff here. Most of this stuff isn't important. The main thing are just the name, is it enabled, and arguments. So the arguments here is one thing you're going to want to pay attention to. By default, Touch OSC does everything in float. which is just floating point numbers. But the console doesn't like that as much. It's fine with it on certain things, doesn't like it on others. So I'd recommend using integers for everything, just because since the console doesn't currently take moving values like a fader or anything else like that, the floating point values don't really have a purpose. So using an integer makes the console a lot happier. We're talking to Alex about maybe getting some of that stuff so we can add buttons and knobs and all kinds of stuff. I actually, over here, I have a, there we go. I have a full-on EQ that I built with the help of somebody else. So stuff like that, like if we can do stuff like that, that'd be super cool to have, but not yet. If you come in here and play with this, if I can, oh, that's right, it doesn't work right there. But yeah, you can just make a new button, name it, change its value. Anytime you make a new thing, it usually starts with a MIDI address and an OSC address. You can turn that off in the settings. Yeah, if that's something you're going to play with or anything else like that. Oh, there is stuff. It has a scripting language that you can use to do some other cool things. That's how I'm doing this little knob guy down here, the indicator, just so it moves smoothly since it doesn't do that naturally. But yeah, there's all kinds of little things you can use and do. So like, for example, like this button, the console is actually triggering this button, which is triggering this. And then same thing, the console is triggering this button, which is turning on the visibility of this text and another behind it. Stuff like that. So there's always all kinds of ways around different little things and doing different stuff. But yeah, let me know if there's any questions you have on this, if there's anything I can help out with, if you want to look at any of the show file or whatever, or if you don't want any of it, that's all cool. But yeah, just wanted to finally get this out to you. Oh, that last thing is you can make this, as you kind of saw with this, but you can make this look a little cooler and nicer if you want it to. It's a lot of boxes and different things, and I didn't set the, there we go. I didn't set up the boxes super well on this yet, clearly. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff you can do with this if you want to make it look nicer, do different things. Wow, I really have these boxes set off. There we go. Got to make those bigger. But yeah, so lots of stuff you can do. You can make it look all fancy. You can keep it simple. There's so much. You can have it control. With this, you can have it control a lot more than just the console. You can do a lot of different communication things with a lot of different stuff because there's a lot of stuff that uses OSC. Yeah, all right. At this point, I'm going to stop talking. So yeah, let me know if I can help out in any way, if you have any questions, or if there's anything else. Yeah, hope you have a good one.